Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up with Bunny. I am so excited that you are here. I have my coffee, I have my water, and I have a little reminder for everyone this morning. If you are ever doing something to better yourself, be it fitness, be it a new venture, whatever the case may be, just remember that without fail, you're going to come up against resistance. So, I also want to remind you, if you've never read Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art, read it. It's not a new book. It's everywhere. It's so good. It's just a great reminder that resistance comes in all shapes and sizes. And anytime that you run up against resistance, anytime something is trying to slow you down or stop you from progress, you can count on a lot of times you're actually on the right track. So, good morning. I am so excited that you are here. I'm so excited that you are waking up with Bunny and that we are going to go through my news feed and kind of just talk some things out this morning. I'm pumped. So let us begin. It's enough chit chat. Oh, look, who's that? Oh, what? Okay. I don't know why I feel the need to do that every time. We're just going to start with my For You page. I have started a list of guys to follow, guys, and I think a gal to follow specifically for the sake of this show. So if you guys have anybody that you would like to see me comment on their stuff pretty regularly, or they just put out consistently valuable content, let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat box, DM me, or submit it on myplayboysbunny.com/men. You will find a link there that is submit for live Q&A. So right there, you can put any questions that you'd like to see Fort Worth and I handle on the podcast or on the Morning Hustle, or I can talk about on the Bunny Show live on Sundays, or people that you think I should be following here that you're not seeing come up. So that's a great place to have direct contact with me. And also, that's also where my consult links are. So I swear it is not planned that Fort Worth seems to always be at the top of the list here. If you can find a girl today that can manage her weight, you're beating 90% of the market. They're damn near all fat. The problem is that these days, for whatever reason, number one, moms don't seem to be teaching lessons of health and the importance of keeping a slim figure. It's more than only the aesthetics of being pleasing to men. It's for the health of the future generations. So if you can find a girl who already has good food, fitness, and weight management dialed in before she even comes to you because she's been raised well, that is a huge win for the sake of your future happiness, for her aging, and for the health of your children and the health of the pregnancy and her recovery. So finding your girl who can manage her weight, you're beating 90% of the market, and you're absolutely, good morning, T-Town, how are you? I feel like it's been a while. You really are beating 90% of the market, if not more. So it just is too important for words. I love this one. This never gets old, and it's never not true. Thank you, CryptoTex, for putting this up. Flirting versus harassment. The same guys can behave the same, or two different guys can behave the same way and get completely different results just based on how they look, how they carry themselves. There's a fine line between harassment and flirtation when it comes to men, unfortunately. And a lot of times it's a weird dichotomy because, okay, we have a personal training client who looks very much like the overweight man in this meme. And he's very flirtatious. And he's had 4 wives. Like, the man actually is good with women. Now, they all look like potatoes, you know. He doesn't necessarily have healthy children because of the caliber of woman he's able to attract, being the way he is. But literally, he could say the same things that an Air Force pilot is saying and get completely different results. There is a fine line between ew and ooh, with women. So keep this in mind. Again, this is why your appearance matters. I think it's a little ironic that Fort Worth's tweet about making sure girls are thin and have good habits, and then showing the difference between girls' responses to men who have good habits goes a long way. Now, clearly, this meme shows a very different set of genetics as well, but you get the picture. We don't need to talk about an ad. Mustard Skittles. I actually love mustard, but that's pretty funny. You're going to need girls to just hook up with regularly. Don't be so picky. This is kind of funny. So this is actually a conversation, kind of, that Fort Worth and I were having with my oldest son last night, because he's kind of got a girl who's trying to like string him along a little bit. And thankfully he comes to me for advice. But we were just talking about not letting too much like time pass, of allowing her to kind of feel like she has this little upper hand. And sometimes you got to practice on the ugly ones. Like, it's about making sure that your confidence and your practice stays strong, even when you're kind of in a lull period. So not every girl you date needs to be like marriage material. Not every girl you date needs to be someone that you would even really want to date. Sometimes you can just hook up. Sometimes you can just kind of have a good time. Sometimes you can have a great fling with someone, and it doesn't have to be forever. So even if you are very morally responsible, even if you have religious affiliations or beliefs that keep you wanting to keep on more of a high road, less of a hookup path, less of a Playboy path, keep in mind you can still casually date girls that aren't necessarily a forever person. You do not have to compromise your morals or your integrity for the sake of your dick, if you have morals and integrity that keep you from wanting to do so. Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning from the deserts of California. It looks like desert outside my window. Everything in Texas is brown at this point. So thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. Let's see. That's pretty funny. I love that. All right, let's see. Oh, but good. Someone that I follow. Had to settle for a delivery because someone didn't feel like cooking. Oh my God. That's pretty funny. Okay, so I have to tell on Fort Worth real quick because this totally applies. So Fort Worth loves to tell on himself about, so he has 4 children with his ex-wife. And he loves to tell the story on himself about when his ex-wife went into labor with one of the children, he was calculating like, will I have time to get a workout in before this baby comes? So I can totally picture like this being the equivalent. I think that's hilarious. I would have had to kill him. Let's refresh this baby. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Let's try this. I want to go to something a little bit more curated so we can see more than Fort Worth and crypto text for one minute. Okay, guys, AJ's stuff, if you are dealing with wanting to get in better shape, not necessarily wanting to or being able to afford to hire a personal trainer one-on-one, AJ's materials on fat loss and getting in shape are absolutely top notch. They're really good. He gives a lot of great information. His channel, although I can already assume that all of you follow him, it's a great way to just get constant motivation and information. He does a lot of, the correct way to do movements. He does a lot of form correction and making sure that you're focusing on stuff that will actually benefit you in your fitness journey and not just be kind of like injurious or kind of wasted time. So I recommend his stuff. I buy his stuff mainly to support the fact that I really think he's doing great work. So if you're not already following AJ Cortez, I suggest you do so. Rolo, Rational Male, it's like the Bible of our neighborhood. When my dad was 27 and my mom wasn't even born yet. See, it's that age gap thing, just like we talked about yesterday. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I haven't even taken a drink of coffee yet, guys. Come on. Let's see. Oh, I can't look at any of that. I always say that if there's anything in the news that I need to know, either my father or Fort Worth will tell me. Women have no business watching the news regularly unless it's like some happy channel that shows nothing like but the good news. I want no part of it. It messes with my brain. It's not healthy. It's just not a good thing. If it's something that I need to know, Fort Worth or my father will tell me. Here we go. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's go to the original and then we'll circle back. Help me out. I need an honest answer to this one. Why a man with a beautiful and healthy family will cheat? Why risk all you've built for 30 minutes of pleasure, if not less? Then, so Dean Abbott, he cheats because he's become unable to establish a deep, secure emotional bond with her for some reason. He's been unable to transcend his desire for momentary escape, affirmation, or novelty. Both these things in real life show up in real life as a lack of character, but one of these is behind it. And I would also say that girls vastly underestimate the male need to spread his seed, but also for the novelty of it, for to not even non-Playboy kind of guys are still deeply drawn to the need to fuck as many women as possible. Whether you do it or not is more about your morality, your sense of integrity, all those things that we were talking about earlier. But it doesn't change the fact that men were created to spread their seed. So I think that that's where women kind of get in trouble sometimes in their thinking, because women are created to be a helper to this one man. And feminism has ruined it all. It's like, we're way off the path from where we're supposed to be. But in the beginning, we were created to be helpers to one man. So we were created to be loyal, to be, can't think of the word, submissive, to be, to make your lives easier and to make your dick hard, period. But men were created to spread his seed, to, repopulate the world. So there is a disconnect in the male versus female belief system or understanding of what a man needs. And a lot of times I would say that this girl probably wasn't changing things up enough, wasn't keeping things interesting. Girls can get very boring without being led by someone who doesn't allow them to be boring. So just like he's saying, sometimes the guys need a little break from reality. She's like the mother of 5 children. She's, she's keeping the beautiful home. She's doing all the things. She's running the errands and all of these things. And that can get boring to him. So he usually puts out good stuff. Let's see. More AJ, combat therapist. Okay, I don't know who that is. I don't follow UFC. Oh, this is so good. That is hilarious. Gotta love a guy in a drunk guy in a bar mouthing to Slim Shady in a girl's face. And it's true. Fort Worth is right. He's confident in it. He's owning it. He is probably going to get fucked by this girl that he's like doing this to. But it's just like, this is just drunk behavior. Let's face it. I found my journal from last month. Oh, some of the things that people put on TikTok just are the most bizarre things ever. I don't understand at what point we decided to share, like, I don't know, everything, but everyone shares different stuff. We don't need to talk about politics. Okay. Girls don't even know they like a man at times until the green-eyed monster of jealousy rears its head. A lot of times that is truly how girls figure out that they like someone new, or that they are interested in a man, is when they become jealous, whether they see them talking to someone, whether they see them out with someone else, whether they find out that they're, through the grapevine that they're dating someone else. It's a huge tell. And that's when we really get cued in that, that we like someone. It's just the way it goes. And I will say, if you want some lessons that maybe you were taught and you need reminders, or you weren't ever taught because maybe you didn't have a father or a grandfather figure when you were growing up, Basic Training 1 and 2 from Worth Playboy is spot on. It's so many different things that are lessons that genuinely you should have been taught, were taught, need reminders of, that are truly the basics of how to be a strong man and leader of men and women in the world. Oh my goodness, he's all over my timeline. I can't get away. Let's see. He's not my usual type, but there's just something about him. This is a phrase that girls will use over and over. Oftentimes, they'll marry the guy that they describe this way because it's not that he looks like the part. In fact, sometimes it's because he doesn't look like every other guy who's broken her heart or every other guy that she's lost interest in over the course of the relationship. He may be short. She thinks she only dates 6'6" guys. He may be the manager at the dollar store and she thinks that she should only date hedge fund managers. But one time he managed to get her into a bedroom and fuck her brains out, and she was locked in. And all it takes sometimes is getting the right girl in the right circumstances to vastly increase your odds that you are going to become. There's just something about him. He's not my type, but there's just something about him. And that is a beautiful place to be. And that is where Fuck Like a Porn Star comes into play. I'm telling you, if you want to get girls locked in on your dick, if you love to have sex and you are attracting girls who aren't that enthusiastic about it, or you're not keeping around the girls that you wish you were once you've had sex with her, Fuck Like a Porn Star, the book, Fuck Like a Porn Star, the 21-day total immersion course that's over 11 hours of lessons, not to mention daily emails for 21 days and PDF printable lessons that are all adding to you being able to fuck like a porn star and get her completely locked in on you. You will be a sex god in everyone's book that you come across after this. So this is about shorter men game. I think that this is an important topic because I don't know if it's because of nutrition. I don't know if it's, always been the case. It seems like there are more, I would say 5'11" and under men out in the dating world, or maybe it's just a little bit crueler place than it used to be for guys who are not 6 foot, 6'6", 6'2", whatever the case may be. The online dating is terrible for shorter men, especially now that so many of the apps are insisting that you put your height in there. So girls will automatically pass on you for nothing but this one reason, which is absolutely asinine, because if you were in front of them in a bar and you had game, which is learned charisma, you had confidence, and you have the skill sets that we talk about so often in this neighborhood, you would be making her pussy just completely drip. So the fact that she's passing on you online is only because they make you put this information in, and because she has a misconception about what your connection could be to her, how well you guys could get along just based on this one thing. Notice these apps aren't telling women to put their weight in. They're putting you on the spot, but they're not putting them on the spot. But that's a whole other soapbox in my world. So hot women with short men, it's a thing. I mean, if you're a model, what can you say? You're already like 6 foot anyway. So Jason Statham, he's incredibly hot. I don't even know who these people are. I probably should. I love her dress. General rule of thumb for most women. Now, women who are statuesque like this, they just have to accept early on that they are likely going to have to date and marry men who are shorter than they are. Because the general rule of thumb is no matter how tall or short a woman is, she wants to be able to wear heels without overpowering him. Now, again, women who are statuesque in nature, they're still going to wear their heels because it's inevitable that they're going to be taller than every man that they date. So they just own it. They look like this. They're gorgeous. And it's just a thing. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah. So all of these women who are already like 6 feet tall are also wearing 4-inch heels. Just keep that in mind. We like to wear our heels. It's our guilty pleasure across the board. 9 times out of 10, a woman would much rather be in heels on a night out with you than in sneakers or Vans or sandals or anything weird. So keep in mind that short guy game, go in there with some confidence, go in there with some charisma, and win them all over. Fort Worth always pulls down really good pictures. Let's see. That's not anything related to attraction. Look at this picture. Oh my gosh. Fort Worth. I swear I'm not like. That's mystery, isn't it? That's older woman game right there. That's like cougar action. I love it. You know, and here's the deal. Game, learned charisma, it will help you not only with the girls that you are banging or attempting to bang, but it will help you with every woman in your world, whether it's coworkers, whether it's how to deal better with your mother or your sisters or your aunt, whether it's how to deal with your daughters and how to, manage them. All of the things that all the lessons that you learn as far as game and learn charisma and confidence and leading women and being the leader of your life and your sex life, it applies to all women, whether you're fucking them or not. It's Wednesday. Go to the gym. That's where I'm heading in about 5 minutes. I'm pretty pumped about it. Hit on every girl who excites you. Talk to every girl that you see. This is probably the best one to close on. Talk to every girl you see. Practice on the ugly ones. Hit on every girl that excites you at all, whether you have a chance with her or not, whether you even are open to inviting a new girl into your rotation or whatever the case may be. Practice, 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 because then you're set up for success when it really starts to matter. So if you think that you are going to never talk to girls, that you're not going to have any comfort or build comfort or learn to build excitement around girls, but then you meet the one that you think that could be your future wife. Maybe you go to church with her. Maybe she's someone that you meet through social circle, whatever the case may be. And you assume that you're suddenly going to be extremely comfortable talking to this girl, that you're suddenly going to have all the charm in the world, that you're suddenly going to know all the right things to say. You are mistaken. So talk to all girls. Keep the practice up. Make it a part of your normal everyday life. And then when it really matters, when it's someone who you would actually truly want to date, if it's someone that you see that you would love to get to know, or marry, then your practice will be there. You will be well spoken. You'll be comfortable. You'll be confident. And all of this shows to turn her on and wet vaginas all around you. Confidence goes a long way in your success with women. If you doubt this, or if you want some quick tips, I've got a book, Instant Self-Confidence with Women, that is 25 tips that you can use all at once. You can take it all at once and just have the shotgun effect, or you can just do 1 or 2 little steps at a time, just to kind of get your confidence feet back under you. So these are all great resources. I've given you several options and resources just from Fort Worth in my own library that we want to encourage you to utilize for your sake. These are not high-priced items, but they will get you a lot of great results. Just like you hire a business coach, just like you hire a personal trainer, just like you buy books at the bookstore, just like you listen to podcasts or audiobooks. All of these resources help you become the best version of yourself that you can be and present yourself to the world in the way that you see yourself deep in your mind's eye. So we want you to win in life and in sex. And for today, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for waking up with me. I'm going to have some more coffee. I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to have a great day. I will see you online. Bye.